How dare she? How dare that stupid little ring announcer, Tiffany, interrupt me during my victory moment? Disrespectful. You know what, Tiffany? You got exactly what you deserved when I slammed that pretty little face through that ring. You try to take my moment? You try to steal my shine? Well, how about this, Tiffany? You want to be the star so bad? August 7th, first Saturday of the month, I challenge you to get in the ring with me. Let's see how sorry you'll be then. I'll see you at Bash at the Brew.
Welcome once again, everyone, to another episode of CCW Alive. Blake Chadwick alongside the magnificent Johnny Walker, and we're set for another double shot weekend here for CCW. This coming Friday, July 2nd, we return to Boca Raton at the Boca Black Box, and of course, Saturday, 8 p.m. bell time down in Hialeah at Unbranded Brewing Company. It's Bash at the Brew 6, but Johnny, a major episode on hand this week, including a big-time title versus title main event, which we'll get to in a little while, but we're kicking things off tonight with the tag team title.
My personal world champion. Like that, wait a minute. Oh, to stand up and show respect for the man himself, the manager of champions, Mr. Bill Alfonso.
Bill Alfonso. The manager of champions is here as we're set for this action-packed episode of CCW Alive. Johnny,
Why didn't you stand up and show Bill some respect?
as Bill Alfonso out here with Vinicius and, of course, Ariel Levy, the CCW Tag Team Champions, the South American Alliance, as they're set to defend their titles tonight against Nick Turner and the Outlaw Luke Curtis. But, Johnny, looking at tonight's card, action-packed from top to bottom.
Yeah, every CCW show brings the fans exactly what they want to see, and this one is no different. What a night of exciting competition we have. I can't wait to get started.
The Alive debut of Brian Brock alongside Lou Spector. We'll see that coming up in a little while. Everyone's favorite competitor, Cha-Cha Charlie. He will be in the house tonight in singles competition.
Okay, well, first of all, he's not everybody's favorite competitor.
Everyone but you.
He might be yours, but I can find a few people that don't really care for him. Yes, including myself.
You want to take a poll of the fans of CCW. I think Cha-Cha Charlie's going to win that one 10 out of 10 times.
You're asking me to take a poll of our fans, these morons.
Nonetheless, looking at tonight's main event, it will be championship versus championship. Breaking news here on CCW Live. El Jefe Santos will defend the CCW Heavyweight Championship against Vandal Ortagun and the GWE Latin American Championship. That's a match that can main event anywhere in the country.
So it's a real title against a toilet paper title?
We'll see how Vandal Ortagun answers that when he comes out a little bit later on, but we have our first championship match of the night here with the tag team titles on the line. Ariel Levy and Vinicius against the Outlaw Luke Curtis and, of course, Nick Turner. These two, really nothing to lose in this scenario, Johnny.
Well, you know, listen, the South American Alliance have been the CCW Tag Team Champions for a long time now. They work well together. They're aggressive. You know, Vinicius, the Brazilian giant, I don't even know what to say about him. He eats people. You know, Luke Curtis and Nick Turner, first time working together. I got a feeling they're going to have to work some kinks out to really put up a challenge here for the tag champions.
Levy off the ropes. Nice leapfrog there by Nick Turner. And he goes right for that cross arm breaker, that Juji Gatami. We know about his jiu-jitsu background. As he's trying to lock it in there, can't get that arm 180 degrees. Levy tries to stack him up, only gets two. And you go back a few weeks ago to Bash at the Brew 5, the last time the South American Alliance defended the Tag Team Championships, pushed to the limit by the legendary team of Ricky Marvin and the insane luchador Super Crazy.
Oh, hey, I get it. Nick Turner, Luke Curtis, they're both cowboys. And that's cute.
Well, they're getting the job done right now, working very well together. As the Outlaw coming off the top with the double stomp. Now the full arm dragon twist applied to the Chilean movie star.
I mean, one looks like a gay cowboy. The other one looks like he actually sleeps with the cows.
Luke Curtis might be looking for you after tonight's event. We'll see. I know you've had your hands full with the Bus Andy English. You might be having your hands full with the outlaw Luke Curtis come very soon here in CCW.
I got two hands. They're both big, and I can handle
Here we
more
go.
than
Hooks the
one.
outside leg. And a near fall. As, of course, the South American Alliance set to make appearances this weekend at the Boca Black Box and, of course, Bash at the Brew 6. Irish whip reverse there by Curtis. I don't think he saw the tag as Ariel Levy.
Blind
And the
tag
double
by
teaming here of Venetius. The running knee into the back senton. You think that's got to do it. 300-plus pounds of Venetius coming down on the outlaw, but somehow, some way, Luke Curtis is able to kick out.
All credit to Luke Curtis for being able to kick out of that senton. Venetius is a big boy, and that's a lot of weight to have on top of you.
As Venetius now, this standing suplex, and I'll tell you what, whether you like the Brazilian Giant or not, this guy is one impressive customer.
What, you don't like him?
Some of the fans certainly don't.
Do you?
I plead the fifth. And there's a near fall as Venetius drops the leg right across the outlaw. And I will tell you, the outlaw certainly does not quit here in CCW.
Yeah, but he's got himself in a bad situation. The South American Alliance just keeps cutting the ring off. They're keeping him away from Nick Turner, the fresh man. And right now, Curtis needs to tag a fresh man.
Off the ropes goes Curtis. And the double teams once again. The side slam and springboard leg drop combo by Venetius and Ariel Levy. And Luke Curtis is able to kick out, but Johnny, you have to think a couple more of those type of maneuvers, and we could be talking about the end for this makeshift team who's working very well together in their own right.
If Luke Curtis can't get to the corner and make a tag, I don't think he's going to last a whole lot longer. The South American Alliance has done a great job of isolating him.
As Venetius back in and driving that knee right into the upper part of the back of the Outlaws. Bill Alfonso very pleased with how this one's going.
Listen, the manager of champions, Bill Alfonso, put this tag team together himself. He's trained these guys. You can see how efficient and proficient they are in understanding ring tacticians.
As Luke Curtis continues to fire back here off the ropes, he goes into the outstretched arms of Venetius. And the Brazilian Giant picks him up and dumps him down with that modified suplex. And Ariel Levy gets the tag, and you have to think we could be nearing the end for the challengers. As Levy having his way with Luke Curtis, as Nick Turner chomping at the bit to get back in this matchup. Off the ropes. And the Outlaw! The belly-to-belly release overhead suplex on Ariel Levy.
Luke Curtis trying to get the separation. He needs to get to the other side of the ring. To Turner finally making the tag.
That's the opening he was looking for. And the fans of the CCW arena ready to come alive here for Nick Turner.
Nick Turner, the fresh man, taking it to Ariel Levy.
Here we go. The full Nelson into the Uranagi wand. Do we got new champions? No. I thought that might do it. Nick Turner on the cusp of a mega upset. And Turner pushes Levy off. Oh, and Venetius clubs Nick Turner as he's in the wrong part of town. As the Brazilian Giant right back into this matchup. He's got him in position now. Levy, he's all the way upstairs. Luke Curtis, he's out on his feet. And there's that shoulder breaker assist by Levy, and the South American Alliance are still your tag team champions.
The South American Alliance.
The winners of the match and still CCW Tag Team Champions, the South American Alliance.
Finished off Nick Turner with a brutal tag team maneuver up the top rope. I said it in the beginning, I'll say it again. They're a good-looking tag team, Turner and Luke and Curtis. They just need to work some kinks out and figure out how to work better as a tag team.
They very well could have a future in the tag team division, but right now, the kings of the tag teams here in CCW, the South American Alliance, you line them up, and Bill Alfonso and company continue to knock them down here in Coastal Championship Wrestling. When we come back from this brief commercial break, Johnny, the CCW Alive debut of Brian Brock.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. Let's make it a quick commercial.
Boca Stone Design, from fabrication to installation of natural stone and quartz. Sick of seeing the same old kitchen? Revamp with us. Call us today or check us out online at bocastonedesign.com.
This is Davey Richards, the American Wolf. You're watching CCW Alive Wrestling. Get ready, because the hunt is on.
As we are back here on CCW Alive, as JJ Menchow may have bit off way more than he could chew, taking on Brian Brock, making his Alive debut here tonight.
Listen, you want to talk about what a wrestler is supposed to look like. Let's talk about Brian Brock. He is big, he is burly, and he is mean. And he is already showing that he's not going to take any crap from anybody here at CCW.
Reminds me very much of the late, great Terry Bam Bam Gordy as he charges into the near side corner with that big boot, just taking off the face, essentially, there of JJ Menchow. And Lou Spector, of course, picked up a big win just a week ago with Vic Arson and Miami Mike. Now adding Brian Brock into the fold. Lou Spector building a little bit of a clientele here in CCW.
Well, Lou Spector needs to build himself a sandwich and put on a couple pounds before he falls through those pants he's wearing.
As Menchow fighting for his life right here, but Brian Brock, one tough customer for Port Tampa, Florida. Off the ropes, into the outstretched arms, leaps Menchow, and Brock just dumps him right down. 1, 2.
Wow.
And he hasn't had enough yet.
Brian Brock being Brian Brock. Could have had the victory, could have had the pin, but he chooses to punish his opponent a little bit longer. I don't know if this is a mistake, but he doesn't feel like it is.
And that Port Richie Stampede coming right out of the corner. 2, 3, and that'll do it.
Brian Brock taking care of Menchow in short order, showing CCW he's here and he's here to stay.
So Brian Brock picks up the victory. Very impressive in his Alive debut, and I have to imagine Brian Brock will look to climb the ladder here of CCW very, very soon.
Hey CCW fans, Minutes to the Bell Time is your one-stop shop for pro wrestling news and information. Stay up to date with the daily wrestling news show, the Body Slam Brigade newsletter, and check out our social media for daily updates. Find out more by following Minutes to the Bell Time on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
Hey, listen, Daddy. My tag team champs have beaten them from coast to coast. We're running out of competition. These are world-class athletes, Daddy. Lined up and come and get some. Tell them something, Ariel. Tell them my superstar.
We're beating everyone. There's no competition left. The Colognes, beat them. Controversial Inc., beat them. American Horror Story, beat them. Out! Legends like the Headbangers, beat them!
What?
Done! Ricky Marvin, super crazy. Les ganamos!
Crazy. He is crazy. Come
No
on and get some
competition
again.
left. No one else to destroy in the path of the South American Alliance.
We're winners, Daddy.
And welcome back to CCW Alive. And you saw during the commercial break, Johnny, CCW on tour all throughout the month here of July, all throughout the summer. CCW continues to heat up.
You know, this is the road through the summertime. We've been everywhere all over South Florida, burning down every building we've been in, and tonight is no exception. Not one of my favorites, but I know he's one of yours. Cha-Cha Charlie in action right now.
And, of course, we're kicking things off with a double shot weekend at the Boca Black Box on Friday. And, of course, a return to Hialeah for Bash at the Brew 6 on Saturday, where Cha-Cha Charlie once again shows why he's one of the most popular men, not just in CCW, but the entire Southeast.
Really? You think he's popular in the Southeast?
Cha-Cha elbows right there, only gets 2. I think it's going to be very hard-pressed to argue that point, Johnny.
Hard-pressed to argue. Okay.
As Cha-Cha Charlie here in recent weeks has had some very big battles. We saw him with Ariel Levy in that Pompano Beach street fight. Again, still being talked about to this day. I still think I see blood around the building here in the CCW arena.
Well, right now, Eric Marranca looking to extract a little blood from Cha-Cha Charlie. I'm impressed by this Lilliputian warrior putting his best foot forward in the ring with a CCW superstar like Cha-Cha.
And Marranca gets a near fall right there, tries to go to work on the arm of Cha-Cha Charlie, grabs the hammerlock right there. And if you go back to Bash at the Brew 5 a few weeks ago in Hialeah, we saw the CCW return of Max Stardom, one of the top stars in South Florida, challenging Cha-Cha Charlie. Little promotional warfare right there, little faith warfare. It's going to be interesting to see how this all comes down possibly this Saturday.
Well, Max Stardom is exactly that. He's a star. He's an old school veteran, been around a long time, made his bones in Mexico, overseas as well here in Florida. I think he's had about as much of Cha-Cha Charlie as I've had, and he can't take any more. And I'm looking forward to seeing Max Stardom taking it to Cha-Cha.
That match slated to come down this Saturday in Hialeah. 2, and a near fall for Marranca off of the suplex.
Wow, Marranca almost pulling off a surprise victory there. I'm impressed he was able to do it without a step stool to get on top of Cha-Cha.
And another week and another height joke by Johnny Walker. As Eric Marranca here in control right now.
Listen, just be glad I'm not picking on you.
Broken clocks right twice a day. As Eric Marranca off the ropes here. In the wheelbarrow position. And Cha-Cha Charlie puts him right up into that bridging German suplex. Look at the athleticism of Cha-Cha. Only gets 2.
Wasn't athletic enough to get the victory, though, was it?
And, of course, folks, still to come in tonight's main event. We've talked about it, the GWE Latin American Championship versus the CCW Heavyweight Championship as Vandal Ortagun goes one-on-one with El Jefe Santos. An instant classic very well could be on the horizon in tonight's main event as Eric Marranca here looking to pull off a major upset over Cha-Cha Charlie. As Charlie was in control, but Marranca regaining it in the corner.
You know, the vertically challenged Marranca doing everything he can to stay in this match. I'm impressed with the amount of attitude he's got.
Sling blade by Cha-Cha. Look at the athleticism here of Charlie.
How many times are you going to talk about Charlie's athleticism?
It's on full display right here. He's moving very quickly, adapting to the style of his opponent.
Marranca with a last-second kick out, keeping his hopes alive, keeping hope alive, and pulling off a miraculous victory here.
You have to think Cha-Cha could be softening up Marranca for that Mango Splash, his version of the Frog Splash. But Marranca comes right back with that belly-to-back suplex, dumping Cha-Cha on his neck. And Marranca now looking to pull up the major upset. Again, only 2. As Eric Marranca here looking to seize the moment.
Yeah, he looked like an angry gerbil there doing the cross-cut throat maneuver.
As Marranca there looked like he was going for a scoop slam, and Cha-Cha connects to the backstabber. Marranca's down. Here's a cover, 1, 2, and that'll do it.
That's all she wrote.
The winner of the match, Cha-Cha Charlie.
I'm starting to think maybe Marranca should pack it up, head back to the North Pole, and go back to work in Santa's shop.
Eric Marranca will certainly have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to come up with a better game plan so he can pick up a win here in CCW. But Cha-Cha Charlie continues to roll, and he's looking at Max Stardom this Saturday at Bash at the Brew 6.
I got to go puke while Cha-Cha's dancing. I'll be back in a minute.
You're certainly going to see a lot of that Cha-Cha dancing this Saturday at Bash at the Brew, and I'm sure we'll see it on Friday night at the Boca Black Box as well, as Cha-Cha Charlie will certainly be in the house. But we're about to head to commercial break, folks. When we come back, it's main event time. Title versus title. El Jefe Santos and Vandal Ortagun, one-on-one.
Oh, man. Why? That's $1 million question, isn't it? Why? Why did I lay out Crapple Stevens when he was just trying to have a good time? When he thought that this was just another old beer drinking contest at the Bash at the Brew 5. Why did I do it? It's because I hate this idea that Jackal Stevens thinks that he deserves to be the Southeastern champion. Do you have any idea what I've done in this business? How much I've sacrificed? How much I've bled, sweat, and cried for this business? Do you have any idea? And in 0.2 of a second, I didn't lose that match. He just happened to get the upper leverage on me. That's the only reason why it turned out the way it did back at Bash at the Brew 4. So I looked at it as an opportunity to take and lay out Jackal Stevens once and for all. And who knows? He might be so severely injured and so severely beaten up that he can't even make it to the next Bash at the Brew. So he'll have to vacate the title. And who's standing in line? The six-tool product, Anthony Katina. The whole damn show. Someone that you can watch only at CCW Alive Wrestling.
GWE Heavyweight Champion from Istanbul, Turkey, weighing in at 221 pounds, Vandal Ortagun.
As we are back here on CCW Alive, Blake Chadwick alongside the magnificent Johnny Walker, a match we've been talking about for about a week now. Title versus title, the Latin American champion, Vandal Ortagun, set to put his title on the line against El Jefe Santos and his CCW heavyweight title. Once again, this match could main event just about anywhere in the world.
I'm a little confused. Announcer Dan Evans just said that he's the Latin American champion, but that he's from Turkey. How's that possible? By the way, I like Turkey.
Well, I think it's perfectly acceptable for a champion to be from another country. Look at the South American Alliance.
Yeah, but they're like South American. He's from Turkey.
So because Americans in it, it's okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, pretty much.
That's great logic.
What's wrong? You know, I don't understand you sometimes.
And his opponent
But I
is
do
your
like turkey, especially on
CCW
Thanksgiving.
Heavyweight Champion. He hails from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and weighs 235 pounds. Here is El Jefe Santos.
So there's the introduction by Dan Evans of El Jefe Santos, who's been quite the busy champion in recent weeks. From his gauntlet match at Bash at the Brew, and of course, his triple shot weekend here for CCW a couple of weeks ago, including that title defense at Summer Glory.
Listen, the current CCW champion, El Jefe Santos, three-time world champion. You know, the new Santos, ever since he's picked up the title this time last year, he's been aggressive, he's been angry, he's been mean, he's gained my respect. He's no longer the lapdog of the CCW head office.
And of course, Santos regaining that championship back in late April from Alex Ocean after he was upset by him right here inside
Hey,
this
that
arena.
wasn't an upset. That was a mistake. Ocean should have never had that title. I think the ref dropped the ball. Santos turns right around and picks the title back up the next day like a true champion does.
Ocean caught him, and then Santos winning it back in a fatal four-way up in Port St. Lucie. And El Jefe's reign continues here, and something has to give in this one. Two titles on the line. Who's walking out with all the gold?
A little bit of muscle flexing going on there, and I think Turkey Boy was a little outgunned.
As it's tough to find a more put-together star than El Jefe. Checks all the proverbial boxes.
Proverbial boxes? Really?
Well, I didn't want to call him a six-tool talent.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. Anthony Catino will have words with you on that one.
As bell sounds, we are underway. Referee Amy Veronica assigned to this contest here. Main event time on CCW Live. Title versus title. El Jefe Santos and Vandal Ortagun.
Apparently he likes turkey too. He just yelled it
That's
out loud.
where he's from.
What? I like it. You know, I love it when you baste it just long enough and you put like a little bit of spice on
You ever hear
top.
someone in the ring yell USA?
Yeah, but, you know, you can't eat the USA. You can eat a turkey.
And there's the
Especially
logic.
the leftovers.
Or
Man,
what
after
logic here by
Thanksgiving
my
for a whole
broadcast
week.
colleague, Johnny Walker, bringing Johnny Walker 101 here tonight in our main event.
Now I'm hungry. I really want some turkey.
As Santos trying to wear down Ortagun. Both of these men can move very quickly and have power as well. Very high-level talents in the ring right here. Both have competed all over the world. As Ortagun grabs the hammerlock here against the larger competitor in Santos. And normally Santos would have that champion's advantage here, Johnny, but with two titles on the line, creates a little bit of a different scenario.
I'm still a little confused that you keep calling this Latin American thing a championship. I mean, there's like 8 people that lived in South and Central America.
We discussed it a couple of weeks ago when Vandal Ortagun defended that championship on CCW Live TV. Savio Vega, MVP, along with a lot of other top talents from around the world, have held that title in the past.
Savio Vega, MVP. Aren't they like 102 years old now? Like, does it matter?
Maybe combined.
Does it matter? I mean, it's like a toilet paper championship.
Both men still can go at a high level, and Vandal Ortagun carrying that banner very strong here throughout Panama. His current residence, though he is a native of Turkey. Off the ropes, Ortagun goes. El Jefe Santos, look at that elevation with that leapfrog and a deep arm drag takedown on Ortagun one more time as El Jefe moving very smoothly in that ring. Ducks underneath the clothesline, and El Jefe with the picture-perfect drop kick right to the kisser. Down goes Ortagun, hooks the outside leg, but that will only get one.
Santos always been one of the most athletic competitors I have ever seen. He is so impressive. He moves with purpose in the ring, and he hits like thunder.
Santos here charging into the near side corner with a big European uppercut. Ortagun comes right into the center of the ring here. And he's able to, looks like he hit Santos there.
Caught him with a kitchen sink.
Hits him right in the quad. And Santos there clutching his leg, and I think the champion might have a bad wheel.
It's called a leg, not a wheel.
As Ortagun now smells blood in the water, and he's attacking that leg. And Vandal Ortagun might have really found the opening he was looking for in this championship versus championship main event battle.
Ortagun's got that great Amish beard look going on. Do they have Amish people in Turkey?
I'd have to ask him.
Could you?
I will after the match. Don't you worry.
I mean, it's, you know, he's really got, you know, like the facial hair down here, nothing around the mouth. It's very Amish looking.
And this matchup tonight certainly could change the pace of what's set to come down this weekend at the Boca Black Box and Bash at the Brew 6 with a potential new champion on the horizon.
You know, I had an Amish turkey one time. It was really good.
Where'd you have that?
Pennsylvania. That's where a lot of Amish people live. They raise, you know, I got one for Thanksgiving. It was good.
Another geography lesson from the Magnificent One here on CCW Live as Ortagun continuing to target that left leg, specifically that quadricep region of El Jefe Santos. Another near fall, but Santos here barely able to get to his feet, trying to feed off of the crowd inside the CCW arena.
Wow, Ortagun pulling Santos off the rope just as Amy Veronica was about to call for the break.
And Ortagun once again going for a cover. Hooks that inside leg, only 2. And Johnny, we've talked about both events coming up this weekend, but how about next Saturday night, Patriot Games, as we return to Port St. Lucie?
Go ahead, say it. For America's birthday.
Well, it's July 10th.
It's close enough.
As Patriot Games will come down, I believe you'll be in the house. Of course, Andy English will be in the house.
Oh,
and from what I understand,
again with him?
Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers, returning to CCW.
2 old friends of mine. I'll be happy to see them again. It's been a long time since we've been in the same building together. 2 of my favorite guys from back in the day and 2 of my best friends today. Always impressive to watch them in the ring. They're not only athletic, but they're funny as hell.
Dragon screw leg whip there by Vandal Ortagun as he is really targeting that left leg of Santos. Here's another cover, 2. And a near fall as Santos is able to kick out. And Port St. Lucie, also the site of where Santos regained that CCW Heavyweight Championship.
It's also the bus's hometown. Those idiots. He's English, for God's sakes.
That's where he lives now.
It's not where he's from. He's not even supposed to be here. He's not even a legalized citizen.
As Vandal Ortagun.
You know what he does for a living, right?
What does he do for a living?
He drives a school bus. I mean,
well, he's the bus.
Any idiot can drive a school bus. Really?
As Vandal Ortagun here, really in control against El Jefe Santos, and Santos barely able to stand. Amy Veronica checking in. As you see that smile on Ortagun's face, he has his challenger right where he wants him.
I got to admit, Ortagun has been taking it to Santos in an impressive manner this whole match.
And Santos with a leap of faith right there. Connects with that reverse neck breaker. This could do it. 2. And Ortagun kicks out. That might have been out of desperation by the champ.
Santos just trying to put something together, but can't seem to stay up on that leg. It's not called a wheel. It's a leg. That Ortagun may have damaged about 10 minutes ago earlier in this match.
And Ortagun not letting up on that left leg of El Jefe. And once again, driving it right into the mat.
Well, you got to give credit to Ortagun. He understood right away. The best way to defeat Santos is to ground him. You know, let's get him off his feet. Let's prevent him from going to the air. Let's take away his power, and he's done that. Santos has spent most of this match on his butt on the canvas because he can't stand up.
Another near fall there by Ortagun, and now it looks like he's going to go from the legs to the feet. The hands, rather.
The hand, really?
Legs to the hands, and he stomps it with his foot. As Ortagun.
Man, I thought Evans was bad at this job.
As Vandal Ortagun stomping away here. Just working his way around the body of El Jefe Santos. And now Ortagun here. Modified knee bar. Applying a lot of pressure. And you brought up a great point there, Johnny. The one way to really derail the momentum of Santos, keep him grounded.
Thanks for repeating what I already said.
I was giving you props.
I don't need your props.
As Ortagun really inflicting some damage on the quadricep and also hamstring area now of Santos. As you cannot think that he's near 100%. As he sends Ortagun off the ropes, reversed by Ortagun, as Santos now hung up in between the top and middle rope. Very precarious position here for the CCW Heavyweight Champion.
Amy Veronica's got to get him out there. She's got to get Ortagun back, too. She should be calling a count on him.
She's trying to get Santos free between that top and middle rope here in El Jefe. He's having a difficult time, and Ortagun
doing everything he can to get himself out.
As Ortagun, oh, look at him, just wrenching on that foot of El Jefe. And getting him out of the ropes there might have done even more damage. And Ortagun has him right where he wants him. Oh, Santos able to slip by at the last second. And that slingshot cutter from the outside in. Santos is down. Ortagun is down. Both championships hanging in the balance here at our main event.
Santos in a desperation move, throwing his over-the-top rope cutter, but he landed on his bad leg. He's not able to capitalize.
And Santos may have found a second wind here. He's trying to pull himself to his feet. El Jefe back to a vertical base. Ortagun trying to go back on the attack. And Santos starting to fire away now. A series of right hands. Ortagun gonna send Santos for a ride. Santos explodes off the ropes with that flying forearm. Here we go with a clothesline. El Jefe starting to roll now. Picks him up in a belly-to-back position, but connects with a neck breaker. 2. As Santos, he says that's gonna be all. May Ortagun be tasting some angel dust here momentarily.
A testament to the power of Santos that even with that bad leg, he's able to get Ortagun up on the shoulder.
Nice reversal there by Santos out of the reverse DDT. Ortagun picks the leg, and now he's going to go right back after that left knee of El Jefe, and he locks in that half crab. Johnny, he's right in the center of the ring. El Jefe has nowhere to go.
That's a long distance for El Jefe to make it for the rope break. Ortagun's got it locked in strong. Santos trying in desperation, crawling, pulling his way to the ropes. He may make it.
And El Jefe inches away. He's crawling, he's reaching, and he finally finds that bottom rope. And Ortagun forced to break. But like a fighting champion, continues right back on the attack. And Ortagun has Santos, it seems, right where he wants him, but he's unable to put the champion away.
Santos is one of the greatest competitors CCW's ever had. We call him the icon for a reason. And this is exactly why. You can punish this man and punish this man, but you cannot pin him.
Santos connected there with the Insaguri. He has an opening here. It could be time for
if he gets it all, he got every bit of it.
And Ortagun.
But landing on that bad leg again, desperation maneuver by Santos, costing himself, damaging his own body, and again, not able to capitalize immediately.
Ortagun's down, but Santos wasting valuable seconds here. Wait a minute.
What? We've reached the time.
As referee Amy Veronica.
Wrestling fans, the time limit has expired. The referee has declared this bout a draw.
Wow. In my opinion, what a horrible call to make. I would let these two finish it out and see who comes out the victor.
That's certainly a judgment call by referee Amy Veronica, but she had the time right on the spot there as the time limit expires And both men will retain their championships. No clear winner in tonight's main event.
Another 15 seconds, and I got to tell you, I believe Santos would have retained his title.
That was certainly a very hard-fought main event, and something that we will be talking about for quite some time here in CCW. As El Jefe, you have to imagine, nowhere near 100% heading into this weekend's events.
It's going to be a tough weekend for El Jefe Santos, but again, one of the greatest competitors CCW has ever seen, retaining his championship through what I would call, less than impressive means, but still the champion. America's birthday coming up, Patriot Games. This is going to be a show nobody's going to want to miss. Titles are on the line, reputations are on the line. Hell, your job's probably on the line if you don't get better at it.
And coming up next week also, folks, a mega main event. Cha-Cha Charlie, one-on-one with Brian Brock. All of that plus much, much more. And our final news before Patriot Games. So for Dan Evans, for my broadcast colleague, the magnificent Johnny Walker, I'm Blake Chaddock. We'll see you next week on CCW Alive.
I'm smarter than the average bear.